I see on Amazon KDP related Facebook groups that, especially beginners in the KDP business, are struggling with selling books on Amazon and asking questions like, is Amazon KDP still profitable? Frankly, if you are a beginner in the self-publishing business, I have to admit that I think it's harder to make money by selling books on Amazon compared to previous years. Therefore, if you want to gain a competitive advantage in your KDP business and sell more books on Amazon, your best bet is to understand the Amazon algorithm and learn how you can rank your medium and low content books on Amazon's first page. Actually, I made a video about it in March 2022. However, there have been many updates this year after that video, like increased fees, publishing in fewer categories, and informing KDP about if you have used artificial intelligence. And besides this, the latest update was the title creation limit, which can totally change the game. Even though the main logic of the algorithm will remain the same, in today's video, I want to talk again about the factors that influence Amazon's rank algorithm by considering the latest updates in 2023. At the end of the video, I think you will understand how to rank your book higher on Amazon in Q4 2023 and 2024. Let's get started. Amazon has never stated the exact logic of the algorithm which powers Amazon's search bar. Therefore, instead of some speculations about it, I will only focus on what Amazon says in this video. Firstly, let's check the article on Amazon's official blog page. They say that factors that can help determine search results include product titles, product descriptions, optimized images, product features, and competitive pricing. You can use search engine optimization to improve each of these elements to boost your ranking in Amazon search results. Okay, these factors are more related to Amazon search engine optimization. However, there is more information on their Singapore website. They say that factors such as degree of text match, price, availability, selection, and sales history help determine where your product appears in a customer's search results. Lastly, let's check the Amazon KDP Help Center. Here they say that factors that may impact where your book appears in search results include, but aren't limited to the following: past sales history, availability, length of the time the item has been listed on our website, and popularity. Let's put together all this official information and make a simple chart that will help us better understand all these factors. Amazon is much more likely to promote listings that are more likely to result in sales. That's why I put the sales at the center of our chart. When it comes to sales, conversion rate and sales velocity are commonly used by e-commerce websites to measure the performance of each product. Let's start with conversion rate. It's typically defined as the number of conversions divided by the total number of visitors to your site. For example, if your product gets 100 impressions and results in 10 purchases, it means your conversion rate is 10%. Sales velocity is another important factor that determines your ranking on Amazon. It measures how quickly your business is making money. Determining sales velocity shows Amazon how much revenue they can expect to make in one day or over a certain period from your product. So, the calculation of sales velocity is like this. You multiply the number of sales opportunities by the average deal value and your conversion rates, and then divide that result by the length of your sales cycle. In our case, number of opportunities is impressions and deal value is selling price. Let's make an example to understand it better. Your $6 book had 1,000 impressions in the last 30 days, and it has a conversion rate of 10%. So, its sales velocity equals 1000 times $6 times 0.10 conversion rate divided by 30 days equals $20 per day. Imagine that your competitor's sales velocity is $18 per day, and all the other factors are the same. In this case, probably your book will rank higher than your competitor, because Amazon can expect to make $2 more from your product. Most sellers think that conversion rate and sales velocity are the most important factors that influence Amazon's ranking algorithm. I also think that way. However, the only way to increase these performance indicators is to optimize the other factors written on different Amazon Help Centers. Let's start with text match. As they say on the KDP Help Center, combine keywords in the most logical order. Customers search for military science fiction, but probably not for fiction science military. So using auto-suggested search terms for your product should be a good practice for text matching most of the time. However, as I mentioned in my previous videos, Amazon just launched a new AI tool that generates product listings for its sellers. In my opinion, we may see this tool soon also in the KDP dashboard. Therefore, I believe that we will all spend less time writing our titles, thinking about text matches, searching for keywords, etc. soon, because AI will do it soon instead of us. Therefore, I think the weight of text matches in product score and ranking calculations will be less when AI starts to work in KDP listings. However, until it happens, exactly do what they advise on the KDP Help Center. Price is another factor that influences the rankings. Generally, consumers tend to search for a better price on e-commerce websites. That's why lower priced products tend to show higher on the search results. It is the same for Amazon because they say in their Help Center, are your products priced competitively against comparable items? Before the increase in printing costs in June 2023, I think KDP books were more price competitive. However, I didn't observe any sales drop for my books after this increase in printing costs. So it's okay. When you launch a new product, putting a lower price than your competitor can be a good strategy for making early sales and ranking your product for some keywords. After some sales, you can increase your profit margin gradually. Availability. KDP is a print-on-demand business, and normally all your books should be available anytime. Paper shortages or any problem with printers can be a reason for availability problems and affect your rankings. However, even during the hard times in the last years, I don't remember any availability problems for KDP books, so we can ignore this factor. Sales history is another important factor and directly related to sales velocity, and I already explained it in detail. Length of the time the item has been listed on Amazon. Products with a sales history are known by the Amazon algorithm very well, and they are more likely to be shown in the search results for different keyword searches if they have good product scores. However, all the search algorithms give more chance and visibility to just published products to gather more information about them. That's why sometimes you may see some new products on the first page of the search results. You can see this information in the Amazon Help Center. They say, we consider many factors when choosing featured results. Whether we think the item will be of interest, for example, new items. Amazon doesn't reveal how long this honeymoon period is for the new items and how it works. However, it is said that Amazon's algorithm measures new items' conversion rates and collects as much data as it can during this period. Then, it calculates product scores and provides more accurate and relevant search results. To turn this to your advantage, your cover design, product details, and price level should be good enough for customers to click it at first glance. Fulfillment method. The fulfillment method has a significant impact on the conversion rates of products. In general, because of Amazon's delivery speed and trust score, customers tend to purchase products that are shipped by Amazon. And it sounds good to us, as KDP books are also shipped by Amazon. However, please notice that FBA sellers keep physical stocks and can be faster than KDP book deliveries, especially during the peak seasons. By the way, I feel that Amazon's algorithm gives more weight to FBA products for some book niches like New Year planners or Christmas books. However, this is quite reasonable as FBA sellers take risks to keep physical stocks and have to sell their seasonal niche inventory before it's too late. Besides this, of course, Amazon needs FBA sellers and wants to keep them alive. Therefore, if you see the domination of FBA products for your targeted niche, instead of competing with FBA sellers, think wisely and search for another niche. Delivery speed. Delivery speed is another factor related to logistics and is very important for conversion rates. Again, it's not a factor that we can control as a KDP seller or author. Generally, Amazon ships KDP paperback books quite fast. However, I can't say the same for the hardcovers. I remember hardcover deliveries were as long as 3 to 4 weeks in the last years during the peak seasons. That's why I decided not to create hardcover versions of most of my books this year. Category. After the last update this year, we can now choose 3 Amazon store categories based on the primary marketplace for each title during setup. Since we can now choose our own categories, Amazon is no longer accepting requests to add or update categories. Choosing the most accurate categories for your books will help the Amazon algorithm show it to the relevant customers. Therefore, I recommend you check the Amazon KDP Help Center for different tips for choosing categories. Popularity. Popularity is related to reviews and ratings. Products that are reviewed better and have more reviews tend to have higher conversion rates than other products. This year, Amazon changed how product ratings look, and some people think it was not just helpful. The most notable change was that they showed the percentage of 5-star reviews instead of the number of reviews. I don't know if it was a split test or not, but I think I saw some other displays like an average rating, 1 gold star, and then what appears to be the total number of reviews. Today, when I check my browser, I see the old way of the display of reviews. Okay, I think Amazon will find out which way of displaying the reviews is best for their customers. Therefore, no matter how they show the ratings, when you publish your books, always think like a customer and focus on quality. It is the only way that you can increase your organic reviews. Image quality. It's a very important factor for FBA and FBM sellers. Image quality for KDP sellers is the quality of your cover file. If you want customers to click your book, you need to prepare professionally designed cover files. I am using Adobe Illustrator for this, and you can find some tutorials about it in my channel. I also have 2 KDP book cover design tutorial videos on my channel. I strongly recommend you watch them, because these 2 videos may change your perspective on your existing book covers. A+ content. A+ content allows you to add images, text, and comparison tables to your product detail page. According to Amazon, adding A+ content to detail pages can help increase sales by an average of 5.6%. I know it takes time to prepare for each book, but I think a 5.6% increase is worth investing time in. Amazon Ads. Advertising is the most powerful factor for driving sales velocity. If you have a budget and margin, you can use this paid method to rank your product for some keywords. External traffic. External traffic could come from sources like email, social media, your website, and search engines. It is said that Amazon's algorithm likes external traffic. However, When you drive external traffic to your products, you should be very careful, because if you can't get enough conversion from this external traffic, this may reduce your product's conversion rate and then its ranking. That's why, instead of driving traffic directly to the Amazon product page from social media sources, it's better to drive traffic first to a landing page and then to your product page on Amazon. If you do so, you can eliminate the irrelevant clicks and only relevant people can click the link of your product page. Then, you may have a better conversion rate compared to driving traffic directly to your Amazon product page. Other factors. Of course, there are also some other factors that nobody knows exactly. These are the factors that they prefer not to tell, and they call them just others in the KDP Help Center. For example, one of the other factors can be the use of artificial intelligence tools. As they say, Amazon is collecting information about the use of artificial intelligence tools nowadays. Who knows, maybe they will use this information as a factor when they calculate the product scores in the future. Why not, right? By the way, do not forget that the search results are dynamic. And it's quite normal that rankings fluctuate. Because search algorithms always make A/B tests to find out which results work better. It means that if your book is on the first page today for a specific keyword, it can move to the second page tomorrow. Okay, if you have any questions about the factors that influence Amazon's ranking algorithm, leave a comment below. Also, let me know if you know any other factors that I forgot to mention in this tutorial. I hope this video was worth watching. If you think so, make sure to subscribe and like the video to support the channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon.